What's important to know is that every relationship has its periods of ups and downs, and this could either end the relationship or make it stronger and better. Relationships are tricky, and no matter how careful and dutiful you are to your relationship, there might be hiccups here and there. This might not be yours or your spouse's fault. Factors such as distance, career, children, and financial responsibilities can take a toll on the relationship. If these factors are not carefully managed, they might lead to setbacks and problems in the relationship. There are also times you feel your spouse is becoming a source of the problem in the relationship. You suddenly begin to realize that things are not what it used to be before. Your partner is then struggling in one way or the other to do things normally would do easily. When you begin to notice patterns like this, you need to first of all be patient. There's a need to evaluate what went wrong in the first place. It's always a tough decision because on one hand, you love them and you've already put so much into the relationship, but on the other hand, you could just continue to get hurt if you stay. Deciding to leave a relationship should be based on what your partner did or do depend on your point of view. Leaving a relationship or a marriage after a big fight indicates that things were not going smoothly before and there were underlying problems in the relationship. You need to be able to figure out when it's time to end that relationship with your spouse, or you give your spouse the benefit of a doubt to come round and make things better again. You should know if your relationship is worth fighting for, and to do this, you need to start by evaluating yourself and looking inwards to check where you've gotten it wrong. For instance, when you begin to notice that your spouse's attitude and love are not as they used to be in a relationship, you need to ask and see where you have gotten things wrong. Checking to see if you're not the reason for the problems in the relationship is the first step in making progress towards fighting and saving your relationship or marriage. Then you need to ask yourself if you still really love your spouse. This is important to know so that you would know the mindset of wanting to stay or let go of the relationship. There are, however, times that you feel that you've given your spouse so many chances for them to change, but they keep disrespecting you and making life unbearable for you. In some cases, you might be faced with physical violence or emotional trauma, which can put your life at risk. Such a relationship is not worth fighting for anymore. You should leave such an abusive relationship as soon as possible. However, there are many things to consider if you want to save your relationship or marriage. Most times, factors such as stress from the job your partner does, the strain of having kids and providing their basic needs, distance, sickness, and so on can make your partner reduce the love and commitment they once had towards you. This is not an excuse, as this should be properly managed by them. However, when your spouse goes through any of these factors, you must stay patient and stand with them. They might seem edgy and feel aggrieved when it is you who should feel angry. Do wrongs do not make a right. When a couple believes both are on the right, then they can't reconcile the difference. You, therefore, must understand how they feel and make them realize that you're ready to stand by them in their trying periods. You should understand that they might not be able to give you their total commitment like before as a result of their problems. Standing by them during such periods gives them the courage and encouragement to face their problems heads on, and then they would only grow to cherish and love you more for standing by them in their periods of trials. You must also pray for them in such a period. There are instances when the husband might lose his job. It's your duty as a spouse to step up and fill the gap. Losing a job as a man might be emotionally draining, but when you try as much as possible to fill the gap, reduces expenses like how you both go out and generally make things easier till the man gets another job. Making your partner feel you both can face the difficulties that come their way helps in strengthening the bond in a relationship. The moment you feel your partner is struggling one way or the other with something in a relationship or a marriage, it might seem easy to point an accusing finger at them and leave at any slight mistake. This shows that you do not love them enough from the beginning. Love is more than just being physically attractive to an individual. Love entails being with someone even when they have flaws and inadequacies. So when your partner struggles in a particular area, you should give that person time to adjust. Remember that Rome was not built in a day. What matters most is that you should notice a marked improvement in your spouse than they are trying every day to improve their weakness and doing everything possible to make you approve of them. It is at times like this you need to visit a marriage counselor or a therapist who would help encourage you and your spouse to settle your differences and work on making your relationship better. Other people to see includes experienced and trust married couples who had issues like yours and who are ready to mentor you about ways to go about such situations. One thing you should understand about your spouse's struggles is to know who they are as a person and if such struggles are temporal. Most of the time, communications are key to helping your partner who is struggling in one way or the other. There should be a conscious effort to talk things out with your partner. Getting to tell them how you feel concerning things in the relationship goes a long way in letting them understand and know where they can improve and change. The more open you are in a relationship, the more your partner is willing to open up their problems with you and share whatever it is that they are struggling with. Don't go about making fun of or using their issues to mock them. This makes them feel bad and might retreat to their shell. Talking about their struggles politely and kindly helps them open up to your help. There are times a spouse could make a mistake, which could be that they cheated or were financially brash and did not seek your consent before taking a major decision that involved both of you. Forgiveness is key to having a successful relationship. Letting go of hurt and betrayal can be very hard, and most time, getting to trust your spouse will take time. However, it's important to let go of all the hurts and pains, especially if your spouse is truly sorry and shows remorse for whatever he or she has made you pass through. It might be hard at first eventually, but it is for the best. A single mistake is not enough reason of letting go of a spouse forever. Don't let that singular act of stupidity rob you of the joy and peace you would later enjoy in the relationship or marriage. So whatever you do, always have the mind to forgive and let go of any hurt your partner has done to you. It is, however, quite different if your partner continues to commit the same pattern of error. This means that person is not ready to change. A separation is a likely solution to such an issue. Things to also consider before calling it to quit is how your close friends and family view your spouse. If your family and friends have your true interest at heart, they'd be able to approve or disapprove of you being in that relationship. The way they feel concerning your spouse goes a long way to show if such a relationship is a happy or a sad one. In conclusion, when your spouse is struggling through work stress, depression, financial issues, or whatever, it's important you stand by them and offer a help you can in making them overcome such issues or situations. Above all, it's important to seek the face of God and pray for them. When you do so, you're also praying for yourself. Remember, your spouse's issues or happiness are yours too. So take time to make them see that they can overcome any issues together. Through the help of the Holy Spirit, your spouse would be able to overcome all forms of obstacles or pain that they might pass through.